who is like the wise, and more importantly, who actually knows the explanation of things? For centuries, humanity has operated on an assumption. If we observe, calculate, and think hard enough, our intellect can map out the universe. The working hypothesis is that wisdom offers a flawless roadmap to life. The logic suggests that a truly wise heart will identify the exact proper time and procedure for every matter. Follow the rules, acquire enough knowledge, and you will supposedly come to no harm. But we immediately run into a physical wall. Look closely at the natural world. No human being has the power to contain the wind. It moves exactly where it wants, completely indifferent to our intellect. That lack of physical control extends to our very existence. No one knows the future, and nobody can tell someone else what is to come. Just like we cannot capture the wind, no one has authority over the time of their own death. We cannot discharge ourselves from that final reality. Faced with these absolute limits, the investigator makes a decision. They set out to methodically observe every single human endeavor happening down here on Earth, everything done under the sun. They want to see if a hidden logic exists somewhere in our daily labor before their time runs out. Since our minds cannot command natural forces or pause mortality, the search has to pivot. We have to test whether human intellect can at least master the societal systems we built for ourselves. The investigation naturally begins at the top, the realm of absolute political authority. We look at the kings, the rulers, and the institutions that govern society. On paper, the system has a strict logic for survival. You obey the ruler's command because their word is supreme. You don't stand up for a bad cause, and you certainly don't rush to challenge them. Doing so keeps you safe from immediate harm. Yet when we observe how this power actually operates, a massive glitch appears. There is a distinct pattern where a person lords their authority over others to inflict harm, and that very oppression eventually spins back around to destroy the ruler themselves. That inherent volatility means earthly power is broken at its core. It is far too self-destructive to serve as a reliable framework for how the world is supposed to work. So we leave the isolated halls of the palace and look at everyday society. We examine the courts, the laws, and our systems of justice. Almost immediately, we spot a systemic failure. When the sentence for a crime is not quickly carried out, a ripple effect takes hold. People's hearts fill up with schemes, and wrongdoing begins to spread like a contagion through the public. And then the investigator uncovers a baffling paradox. Deeply wicked individuals, people who commit hundreds of crimes, often live long, comfortable lives. They receive decent burials and are sometimes praised in the very holy places where they committed their offenses. The moral math is completely inverted. You have righteous people getting exactly the severe punishments that the wicked deserve. Meanwhile, the wicked walk away with the rewards and peace that should belong to the righteous. Watching this happen takes a brutal psychological toll. The investigator applies their mind day and night, losing sleep, desperately trying to find a reliable pattern in a universe that seems completely oblivious to fairness. The data is undeniable. The human justice system does not reliably reward good or punish evil. Living a moral life offers no mathematical guarantee of a favorable outcome on Earth. All of this observation forces a harsh but necessary realization. Absolutely no one, regardless of their intellect or claims to enlightenment, can fully comprehend the mechanics of what God has done on Earth. Even if the wise claim they have found the answer, the meaning remains out of reach. Seeing the world as meaningless is often framed as a defeat, but it functions as a liberation. It instantly frees us from the impossible, crushing burden of trying to calculate, predict, and control a universe that was never ours to manage. True wisdom begins where the demand for answers ends. It involves cultivating a deep reverence for the divine, while humbly accepting the hard limits of our own understanding. When you stop fighting the uncontrollable nature of reality, a physical transformation happens. The rigid, anxious need to understand everything melts away, and a person's face physically brightens with peace. Because the future and the daily fairness of the world are entirely out of our hands, the most logical response isn't despair. The the most logical response is to actively commend the enjoyment of life. This joy finds its form in the tangible world. It looks like eating your food, drinking your cup, and finding genuine gladness in the ordinary daily toil you've been given under the sun. True wisdom exists outside the pursuit of cosmic secrets. It lives in the simple act of embracing our limits so we can finally experience the joy of the present moment.